Mini shift number 1. Own your light. When we are pushing away compliments, we are pushing away connection. Brené Brown. I stared at the blank testimonials section of my new speaker website. I could hear my speaking coach's voice from our last conversation. Do you have any testimonials from your past talks that you could share? Testimonials. The word itself stirred something inside me. Then I remembered the stack. Buried in a drawer somewhere was a bundle of thank you notes from the time I spoke at the University of Idaho more than a decade ago. It was my very first talk in front of nearly 200 students. I had shared my story of coming to America from Vietnam, of facing abuse, language barriers, culture shock, and self-doubt, and how I learned to rise above both external and internal limitations. A few days after the event, my friend, the professor who had invited me, mailed me a thick envelope filled with handwritten notes from his students. I remembered tucking them away carefully, as if they were something precious. And somehow, over the years, I had carried them with me, even through 2 moves across 3,000 miles and through multiple chapters of life, without ever opening them. I opened the drawer slowly. There they were. Dozens of envelopes tied together with a faded rubber band, their edges yellowed by time. I held them in my hands and felt a strange tightening in my chest. My fingers brushed the rough paper, but I couldn't bring myself to untie the bundle. I was afraid. Not afraid of criticism, but of kindness. I knew those letters were filled with encouragement, admiration, and gratitude, because after my talk, the students had lined up for more than an hour long to talk to me, thanking me and sharing how my story inspired them and gave them hope. But I wasn't ready to believe it. Somewhere deep down, a quiet voice whispered, "You don't deserve this." So I put the stack back in the drawer and shut it again. Do you ever struggle to accept compliments? I used to do it all the time. For years, I thought that brushing off compliments was a form of humility. If someone said, "You look nice," I'd smile awkwardly and say, "Oh, this old thing?" If someone told me, "You're smart," I'd reply, "I was just lucky." Sound familiar? I didn't realize it, but I was unknowingly reinforcing a belief that I didn't deserve recognition. I thought I was being modest, but I was actually rejecting a moment of connection and an opportunity to receive kindness and affirm my value. Then one day, everything changed. I had a mentor who noticed this pattern in me. After watching me deflect a compliment yet again, he gently said, "Tan, a compliment is like a gift. When someone gives it to you, the least you can do is say, 'Thank you.' You don't have to explain it away, just say, 'Thank you.' That's enough." When you brush off a compliment, you're essentially returning the gift unopened. It doesn't just diminish the moment, but it also sends a message to your own mind that you're not worthy of receiving good things. I was stunned. The metaphor landed so deeply that I didn't know what to say. Growing up in an Asian family, I was always taught to be humble, polite, and respectful to others. So the idea that deflecting a compliment was like returning a gift unopened felt both foreign and uncomfortable. It was as if he had just held up a mirror and shown me something I had never seen before. I felt embarrassed, realizing that by brushing off compliments, I had been ungrateful and, in a way, disrespectful to the person offering them. And I had been turning away kindness as though I didn't deserve it. That realization lingered in my mind. So one Sunday afternoon, I opened the drawer again. I untied the rubber band and opened the first letter. Tan's talk gave me the strength to reclaim my power as a female firefighter and future businesswoman. My throat tightened. I read another. Anyone who feels stuck in a rut or doubts their ability to achieve something should listen to Tan speak. She's truly inspiring. Then another. Never have I listened to such a strong, inspiring, and motivating woman like Tan. She is not only an incredible role model for everyone, but especially for women. Tan truly inspired me to take the first step, have faith, believe in myself, and invest in my growth. Each letter felt like a mirror reflecting the light I had refused to see in myself. Tears filled my eyes as I read, and in that moment, I knew I had begun to own my own story. That was a wake-up call. That was the day I learned to say thank you and accept compliments. That tiny change felt awkward at first, but it was my first mini shift. From that day forward, I practiced something that felt foreign but powerful: receiving compliments with gratitude. Just saying thank you. That small shift started to change how I viewed myself and helped me slowly build real, grounded confidence. There's a big difference between humility and self-rejection. When you constantly deflect praise, you may think you're just being polite or modest, but over time, this habit reinforces a subtle but powerful message: I don't deserve this. And what we repeatedly tell ourselves, we eventually believe. Psychologists call this a form of negative self-talk. Even if it's unspoken, your mind registers your response. Oh, this old thing? Or, I was just lucky, translates internally to, I'm not really enough. Over time, this pattern chips away at your self-worth. But when you receive a compliment with grace, you're practicing self-acknowledgement. You're reinforcing a belief that you are worthy, that your efforts, character, or appearance matter, and that they're seen. You are taking ownership of your accomplishments, your goodness, and your growth. Confidence is not about being the loudest in the room. Confidence is about being able to stand tall, look someone in the eye, and say thank you when they recognize your light. Suggested action steps. I share many suggested action steps with you, but please don't feel you need to do them all at once. Just pick one step that resonates with you right now and take action on it. One small step forward is far more powerful than feeling overwhelmed and doing nothing. 1. The open the gift exercise. So how do you start accepting compliments, especially if it feels awkward or unnatural? Step 1. Resist the urge to deflect. When someone says something kind, notice your first instinct. Is it to minimize, dismiss, joke? Step 2. Pause, smile, and simply say thank you. That's it. No explanation needed, no justification, just thank you. You can even add, I appreciate that, or that means a lot coming from you. But the most important part is allowing the compliment to land. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to pushing away praise. But like any new habit, it gets easier with practice. What's amazing is how this small shift creates a ripple effect. You start hearing yourself say positive things out loud. You begin to internalize the idea that you do bring value. You show others how to treat you with kindness and respect. And you slowly build the confidence that doesn't need to shout, but simply receives. 2. The mirror exercise. This exercise might feel a little silly at first, but it's powerful. Step 1. Stand in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes for 5 minutes. Say something kind to yourself as you would say to a friend or someone you love. Example, your name. You showed up to class today even though you were tired. Your commitment is unwavering. Or, your name. I'm proud of how you handled that tough conversation with grace and honesty. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be true. Step 2. After you say the kind statement, pause. Take a breath. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, thank you. That's it, just those 2 words, but say them with meaning. Why does this matter? Because we often talk to ourselves more harshly than we would ever talk to anyone else. This exercise reverses that. It helps you acknowledge your effort, practice self-kindness, build eternal trust, learn to accept compliments even from yourself. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes to receive compliments from others without guilt or discomfort. Final thoughts. Learning to accept compliments might seem like a small step, but it's one of the most foundational habits of confidence. Simply say, thank you, when someone compliments you, and begin the journey of building confidence so you can create the life you want and make an impact in your world. What one small step do you commit to take to grow your confidence?